You can scale and accumulate them all together, and you'll get so many bonuses along the way. You end up winning back years of your life. I used to spend at least 5-6 hours a day on my phone. I was addicted to notifications, screen time, and everything to do with my phone. But for the past few months, my daily screen time average has been below 1 hour. I've managed to drastically reduce my screen time by 4 or 5 hours a day, which is absolutely nuts. On average, we spend 8 hours on our phone every single day. That's 30% of the day. And yeah, I know that not all of that time is spent doing unproductive shit, which means in the next 10 years, we will spend 3 of those years on our phone. And how much can you remember from the last time you went on your phone? Can you remember the last 5 reels that you watched? That literally means out of the next 10 years, there'll be 3 years you don't remember at all. 3 years that you basically didn't live. 3 years that you didn't get to achieve anything. And this was me. I wasted so much time in my life. And that's why I'm here today to help you out. Share with you everything I did to reduce my screen time at 5-6 hours. I have 5 simple steps to tell you today to reduce your screen time. And it will only take 7 days to implement these changes. Let's get straight into it. The first step is notifications. It sounds weird to say, but I was addicted to phone notifications. When they'd ping, when I'd have little red icons on apps, anything like that, having notifications, I just loved it. Honestly, transforming to now, I get pissed off by notifications. Sounds like an old person, but honestly, I hate notifications pinging on my phone, having like notices on apps and stuff like that. And that's kind of what we want. We don't want to have to be a slave to our phones, addicted to notifications, anything like that. We don't want it to be like that. So how are we gonna change this? First of all, turn off notifications. I have all my social media notifications turned off on my phone. I literally run Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok as well, and I don't have any notifications on. So that should show you that you literally don't need them. You can see activity, messages, all of that when you're having a break. You can just check these apps like once a day or twice a day or something like that. You don't need to constantly be at slave to notification for them. Keep on important notifications, because obviously you have things like your banking, family contacts, shit like that on your phone, so you don't want to just cut that out and lose all of that. You still want to be available in case there's an emergency or anything bad happens. So God forbid, you want to be able to know when this is happening. The second thing I'm going to tell you about notifications is setting up different do not disturb modes. On your iPhone, you can do this really, really easily. You literally just swipe up and go to the control setting, then you can make custom D&D modes, which are do not disturb modes. So you can have different versions, one being silence, one being complete silence, not getting any notifications, 2 being family or contacts, so people just in like your family group chat, messages, calls, that type of thing. You can have 3, one which is like whatever you kind of want it to be, like if you've got anything important in your phone, just chuck that on number 3. So this is the first step, notifications, reducing notifications, setting up do not disturb modes, and turn off notifications. You don't need the bullshit ones. Okay, let's get moving on to the second part right now. Second part. Part 2 is screen time limits. This one might sound a bit fucking weird and a bit like something your parents might have done with your phone when you were younger, but I swear to God, this saves me every single day. Jesus Christ, I lobbed my pen. Anyway, this saves me literally every fucking day, because bro, TikTok and Instagram especially, when I'm like, oh yeah, I'm brainstorming ideas for reels I'm gonna make. Even when I'm doing that, I still get like captured into the mindless scrolling of reels sometimes, because it's so easy not to. But then my screen time notification pops up. It's like, oh, you're out of screen time for the day. Obviously, you can put in the password because you know the password and override if you want to. And sometimes I do if I'm replying to messages or anything like that. That's totally fine. And it's good to have that freedom. But you can set screen time limits on apps that you use a lot to reduce the use of them. Let me show you how. So I have screen time limits set for apps: IG, Snapchat, TikTok, and YouTube, because those are my 4 highest used apps with the most amount of total screen time. Say for example it was 1 hour 30 minutes, 2 hours, and then 1 hour on YouTube. Say that's what your numbers were for all these 4 apps. You would then find out what 20% less is, or a rough estimate of reducing it. So the goal would going to be to get these to like 40 minutes, then like 20 minutes. So 1 hour 30, and then like 40 minutes there. So those are the goal times. Current goal. And how we're going to get there is by setting the screen time limits just below where these have been set. So you can go into settings and literally set a screen time limit. So for YouTube, just be like, YouTube limit is 30 minutes. So this means you get 30 minutes a day before like a little blocker comes up and says you've reached your screen time limit of the day. You can override this a little bit, but it will stop you from just mindlessly scrolling, mindlessly using it, and you'll think about it more consciously. And by the way, if you don't reach your screen time limit for the day, you get bonus points. Feels fucking good. And now, this is how you can progressively overload this. On day 1, say your limit was 30 minutes. Day 2, you can try and make this 25 minutes. Day 3, you can make this like 22 minutes. Day 4, you can make this 20 minutes. You can progressively overload the limit that you're putting on. So this is what's going to happen. The red line going up is limits, and the green line coming down is usage. You kind of want to be right around here. It's a sweet spot of healthy, right? If you're all the way up here, you've got incredible limits set, like 1 minute a day, 1 minute a day on everything. You won't use your phone. There's literally no point of having it. It's just bad. You don't want that. You also don't want to be at the other end, which is where we kind of are starting high usage and no limits. Use the limits, find the balance point in the middle, which is healthy usage. You've got some limits, you're not wasting time on your phone, but you're also using it for what it's intended to be used for. Whether it's entertainment, business, all this kind of stuff, we do need to use our phones. Like, they are a staple in our modern life. Like, find the middle ground. That's the healthy part. Okay, that is second part, screen time limits. Identify your top 4 use apps, then get your current screen time, get your goal screen time, start to implement limits and progressively overload that to find the balance in the mid ground. Honestly, you can use this to reduce your screen time by 50%. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. Okay, now we're going to move on to step 3. Step 3 is called delete. I haven't spelled that right. Well, I didn't really know. Okay. Anyway, I have spelled it right. Delete. I have spelled it right. Anyway, following on from the previous section, delete. This is what's going to happen. You're going to use the screen time limits, progressively overloading. This is going to help you of when you should delete the apps. You probably know right now there's a couple of apps on your phone that you use and you're maybe addicted to, and you want to just delete them, get rid of them, but then you find yourself using them again. This is the way to do it, all right? You're going to progressively overload the screen time limits, which is we can see from the graph here. The limit's going up, usage coming down. When we're in this sweet spot right here, this is when it's like safe to delete the app. You're not going cold turkey. You've progressively overloaded it, so you've reduced your usage of the time, and you're not going to come back re-downloading it in the middle of the night and sitting there scrolling for like hours and then. Trust me, I've been there. Just deleting TikTok, we're like, fuck this, deleting TikTok, and then getting there in the middle of the night, reinstalling it, and it's a long day after that because you feel like shit. So this is the safe way to do it. This is the long-term way to do it. So your screen time limits, reduce them, eliminate them. It's simple. This is the long-term approach to it, right? This is how you're going to save the 3 years that we talked about at the start. If you're just doing constantly deleting apps and reinstalling them, you're not going to do anything. And also you're going to waste mental clarity and mental brain space thinking about all this stuff when you could just do it the slower way, a little bit slower. It doesn't have to take forever, a little bit slower, long-term way, and it'll save you years of time. That is the end of tip 3 now. Tip 3 is just when to delete properly. Honestly, slowly reducing it, cutting it out, and then deleting it. That's exactly what you should be doing. Section 4 is do more things that make you forget to check your phone. Forget your phone. You don't need to bring it everywhere. When I was spending too much time on my phone, it was honestly because my life was boring. It's simple. My life was boring. That's not boring. That's about right. Anyway, I wasn't doing much. I was just telling myself, nah, it's good, stay aside, relax. No, don't do anything extreme, don't take any risks. But that's boring as shit. Alright? Go outside, do things, try new things. Just fucking try. That will literally get you off your phone. If you go and try and explore a forest near you or go for a run or something like that, you're not going to be on your phone. Like, you're going to be focusing on what you're doing. You're going to be living in the moment. And that's kind of exactly what you want. Do more things that make you forget to check your phone. It's the easiest hack. If you're having a good time, you don't need your phone there. If you want to take pictures, bro, get a camera, like the one up there. Or the GoPro, bro. GoPros are awesome. Engross yourself in the situation. You can power your phone off if you need to. This way you've still got it with you, but it's not like on and vibrating and online. Like, it's not kind of always with you. It's not always in your mind. If it's powered off, right, it's going to take a little bit longer to just go and do the normal things you try and do, like social media or anything like that. So for me, powering off my phone, forgetting my phone, or doing more things that made me forget to check my phone was really, really nice, really impactful. I know all these tips might sound quite insignificant, but slowly you get used to life without your phone, and it's actually beautiful. You start looking at the trees and the fucking birds and everything around. It's just nice. Like, you don't always need your phone to be there. And it sounds stupid or weird or whatever. I don't give a fuck. It's nice. It's a nice life. You're not always having to be looking down on your phone, giving yourself a neck ache. Like, it's just nice. That's number 4, right? Offline is the new luxury. Literally, do more things to make you forget to check your phone. Realise that being online all the time is stressful and it's consuming our resources, which we could literally use to go and do amazing shit. Like the 3 years that we could lose spending on our phone, you could build a business that makes money and you can literally go and travel the world. By the way, that is exactly what we're documenting on this process. Documenting on this YouTube channel, we're documenting the process of building a business, fitness, health, community, network, everything, traveling the world with it, doing it. I'm 17, I'm documenting the humble process, authentic, having a great fucking time while doing it. So subscribe to the channel as I try and share my knowledge, share my transformations, and document the process of the future as well. Anyway, that is tip number 4 done. Moving on to the final and 5th tip right here for you. Tip number 5, you evolve. It's a mindset, honestly. Bro, number 5 is just accumulating all of these tips together, spending time implementing them into your life, and you evolve. Literally, you change. Your identity changes. The person who you are changes. The way you look at yourself, the way you do things changes. You evolve. Self-image and self-belief are huge determining factors in our habits and what we do. See yourself as the person who no longer wastes time on their phone, uses their phone productively and little throughout the day, doing things that really matter and are really impactful to their future. You see yourself as that person and you become that person, right? Use this frame, right, to help you with this. Act as if. Just act as if you were that person. You think, what would that person do? What would that person, like, what are their habits? Act as if. That's what you got to do. It's simple. I literally implemented this, and it's almost a bit like fake it till you make it, but you kind of just become the person along the way. I was like, what would a business owner do? What would an entrepreneur do? Someone who's fit, healthy? It's like, yeah, it's probably not laying in bed on their phone. And that's exactly what I was doing before. So that's when I started implementing these changes, and that's where the long-term, real big changes come, when you change the identity and the mindset that kind of goes along with it. And if you get the thought or belief that you want to go back and go on your phone, it's like, tell yourself that's an old thought pattern. It's an old pattern of belief. It's not who I am anymore. Tell yourself that. Those exact words. Think that in your mind. Like, tell yourself it. It's exactly what I did. You have a lot of times, I know this from experience, that you'll be kind of going through times of like hard things, discomfort, and you'll want to go on your phone, but I'll be like, no, that's not who I am anymore. We're not going to revert back to that. All right, let's keep strong. Let's keep going with it. All right, that is the end of tip number 5 now. Honestly, all these tips might seem a little bit overwhelming. All of these 5 tips might seem a little bit overwhelming. But honestly, when I tell you, implement all of them slowly, implement them all slowly and consciously, and you don't rush it. You literally scale them all together. You can scale and accumulate them all together, and you'll get so many bonuses along the way. You end up winning back years of your life. Literally, just thoughtfully implement these tactics into your life, scale and accumulate them, and you'll be fine. I promise you. Start somewhere. You might be wondering, why the hell am I supposed to save all this time? Like, what's the point? What can I do with all this time? My next video like this will be how you can get jacked in your spare time. Hit the gym, start getting healthy, become a runner, get fit and strong in the gym. All of this, meal prep, workouts, recovery and sleep, all covered, improving in just your spare time. It's called Jacked in 10 Hours, alright? It's a video and a concept that I'm developing, and I'm going to teach you in the next video I do like this. So start watching this video, start implementing the tips from this video, and I'll swoop in with the next video and help you use their spare time to transform your fitness, health and mindset with only your spare time. 10 hours a week is all it takes. But implement these 5 tips, start making progress, like, comment any questions you have. This is a section on the Natural Enhancer, which is a process that I help and coach people through. It helps you start thriving and living how you should through natural means. Honestly, it's a transformation I went through myself, and it was the real transformation that changed everything in my life. If you're interested in it, hit the first link in the description. But if not, like, comment, subscribe. Any questions you've had, I hope you found this useful. We'll see you in the next one. We're out here motivating the doers. Woo, let's fucking go. Love these tips. Love the camera up here. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos.